Hey, it's Gulam and welcome to the news. Your South African, African and international news. If that's your thing, please subscribe to the channel. Also like if you're enjoying the content. And please support us on Patreon. That is the only way we are supported. We are not supported by anyone. No one is funding us. No monopoly capitalists. No political party is funding this channel, so the support will be appreciated. Our top story today, Julius Malema was being schooled by Ramaphosa on history. Imagine how embarrassing is that. The most educated person that we know in the EFF, Julius Malema, is the one being schooled. I will unpack the whole story for you. The account on X called Gulam has actually been discovered who it is, and the person has actually left the country. Remember, at some point they falsely accused someone, they actually find the real culprit. And the final story, South Africa is going more nuclear. Remember, at some point the nuclear deal with Zuma, well, it's been renewed. Now we are building more power plants so that we can rejuvenate the electricity. As you know, we have load shedding problem, tariffs are going high, so I'm gonna unpack that for you. Do you know how embarrassing it is that Julius Malema is being schooled by Cyril Ramaphosa? Because supposedly Julius Malema is a law student, he did all of that, and most probably Ramaphosa didn't go to school all that much. But the one thing that Ramaphosa has on Julius Malema is that Ramaphosa actually experienced apartheid live. So how can Julius Malema be schooling Ramaphosa on apartheid issues? So there are clips of these guys going at each other. So here's the first clip by Julius Malema.
We grew up being told that some of you were collaborators, but we gave you some benefits of the doubt. It was said in this house that you personally wrote a letter to the apartheid police accusing your fellow comrades of planting communist ideas in your head, and we refused to believe that story at that time. It now makes sense.
And here's a clip by Cyril Ramaphosa. He really gave Julius Malema the works.
It's important, Honorable Malema, that as we debate, we should play the ball and not the man. Now, you spent a considerable amount of time playing me, the man. What is important in building this country is to play the ball of development.
That despite the apartheid regime being so oppressive against all freedom fighters, you peacefully and uninterruptedly attended university and you were given your first job by the ambassadors of apartheid, capitalism and colonialism. Without a hassle, you bought yourself a first car.
I would like you to read some books. They embarked on a 21-day strike and stopped the entire mining industry in this country. And you call that a sellout position. That was not. So in doing what you do, play the ball. The question I would ask, Vavas J.
Marikana.
Vavas J.
Yes, and I have to admit, on this one, Julius Malema is taking the L because I read Mandela's book. Nelson Mandela wrote a book, Dare Not Linger. I suggest you read the book. It's pretty nice. And it talks even about the GNU. Nelson Mandela coined the phrase. So in that book, actually Mandela details the involvement of Cyril Ramaphosa during apartheid. If it wasn't for the mine workers who actually protested in the streets, all these companies wouldn't have let us go. Apartheid wouldn't have ended so soon. So Cyril Ramaphosa was very pivotal in the freedom of South Africa. So I don't know what Julius Malema is talking about. The Twitter account called Gulam MV has been finally uncovered who's behind the account. Remember, a couple of weeks ago, they actually said they found the person to only wrongfully identify the wrong person. Now they actually found the real person. The person actually fled the country. But the disheartening thing is this account is still active now because the last time they tweeted was like 10 hours ago. So what's really happening here? Who's really behind this account? Because this account has been spreading a lot of lies, and it has confidential government secrets. This is really scary for government officials, but except for Ramaphosa, because this account actually advocates for Ramaphosa. So the other political parties, like especially Lindiwe Sisulu, she's on the forefront of this account. She's being attacked, bashed all the time by this account. So I really hope they get to the bottom of this guy and actually find him and arrest him. But I suspect he's being protected by people in their higher ups. Now, with the final story, nuclear power. There's nothing more powerful than that. I mean, in America right now, most of the electrical grids are powered by nuclear plants. So at the end of the day, everybody needs to go nuclear because that's the best power source. As you know, in South Africa, we have load shedding problems. I mean, even yesterday, we had no electricity for like 6 hours. Imagine. And right now, it's not called load shedding. It's called load reduction or something like that, and I really don't know the difference. But the trick is, when they hit you with load reduction, you still have your lights, you know, street pole lights, but you have no electricity in the house. So it's quite a trick, and some people in your neighborhood will actually have electricity. So maybe you might not even walk even a meter, and someone, your neighbor, is having electricity. So you actually get to cool down. You're like, okay, at least I can still charge at my neighbor's place. So you actually cool down. But we don't want to cool down. We need to do something about this, and this is the best idea. I think at the moment, South Africa has 2 nuclear plants, which supplies 5% of the overall power grid. And then there's coal and other ways. So now we need to use nuclear, because when there's nuclear, there won't be any load shedding. So one nuclear facility can actually provide electricity for thousands and thousands of houses. So we need this deal. The annoying thing about the nuclear deal is that, do you remember Zuma? Jacob Zuma, the one person they don't even want to hear anything about. He actually proposed the nuclear deal, and everyone lost their minds, went to uproar, and they said, oh, Zuma will eat the money, Jacob Zuma might be corrupt, they'll be spending the money, the tenders and all of that. Now the question is, who's going to benefit from this nuclear deal? Is it going to be Ramaphosa? Is it going to be monopoly capitalists, private companies? Because I think if we are going to benefit, most South Africans need to be employed and prioritized in building this nuclear facility. And I think the government at the moment, they should really invest in nuclear physicists, nuclear scientists, at least in the future. When we need to do this, we don't have to rely on outside help. If we have students in South Africa that actually know about nuclear, we don't have to hire outside, so we can be ahead of this, so that at the end people don't cry and say, Operation Dudula, why are there so many immigrants working in South Africa? Here's an opportunity, become a nuclear physicist. Okay, that's the video for you guys. I really hope you liked it. If you liked it, you have to smash the like. Please subscribe. Also Patreon. Please support us, guys. We are really doing this for you. Independent news. You know, mainstream, they'll never give you detailed attention and make sure that you know the news attentively. I'm just using big words, just forgive me. Yeah, but anyways, also please follow me on all socials, TikTok, you know, Instagram, Twitter, X, even here, subscribe, as I said, like, whatever, you know how we do it. For now, Gulam and Ramaphosa, sharp.
The question I would ask